Hi guys, today let's talk about the importance of having a long-term vision. Many of us, we have a myopic attitude towards life. We think about things in the short run. We don't focus on what matters in the long run. So when I find myself thinking about frivolous stuff, I ask myself, does this matter? Is this going to matter 20 years from now? So today let's find out what's going to matter 20 years from now. So now we're in 2019. 20 years later, it's going to be 2039. And I'm going to be over 50 years old. How old are you going to be? And when you're of that age, does it matter what kind of shoes you had, what kind of clothes you used to wear, and how much shopping you did when you were young? No, it's not going to matter, right? In fact, I remember a few years ago, I used to be short sighted. I would focus a lot on the clothes that I used to wear. It's not wrong. I mean, it's important to dress professionally, it's important to dress sharply, but not be obsessed about it. In fact, I used to be obsessed about shoes and clothes. I would probably spend hours and hours on doing research on the kind of shoes that I need to buy, what brand, so that I can impress my colleagues. Spending so much time on these things, does that really matter? Like, I don't remember what shoes or clothes I had 5 years ago. So forget 5 years. In fact, even recently, I donated a pair of shoes to charity. So those shoes I bought 2 years ago, and I don't even remember the brand now, and I do not know how much they cost. But I remember spending a lot of time conducting research whether those shoes were right for me, not in terms of comfort level, but whether they're fashionable enough, whether people are going to sing praises about that. So, well, I used to be superficial, so that's how I used to think. So there's no point thinking so much about stuff that hardly matters. Nobody remembers and nobody cares. Unless you're in the fashion industry and whatever you wear is reported in the news. For people who are in other industries, it hardly matters. But what matters, what's more important, is the knowledge that you gain, the knowledge that you share, and the impact that you make in people's lives. So just think about it. The knowledge that you gained 5 years ago, that's going to be important even now. I'm sure the lessons that you have learned from stories, from your experiences, they matter to you today and they help you in life. And if, let's say, you've made an impact in a person's life, that person is going to remember you. It's not going to remember you for the clothes that you wore on a particular day, not at all. So, my advice to you is invest right, invest in the right things. Don't invest so much on shoes, clothes, or things that don't matter in the long run. So these items, shoes and clothes, they're not going to stay with you for the rest of your life. They're going to deteriorate, and then you're going to throw them away, or you're going to give them to charity after a few months or a few years. So why think so much about such things? Invest in education, because that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life. Even after graduating from college, I upgrade my skills. I enroll in courses on Coursera, EDX, and that's how I stay up to date. And whatever courses that I've attended, I've never found them to be useless. They've always helped me in some way or the other. Another area that I invest in is travel. So, in the last 10 years, I've traveled to over 10 countries, and every country has taught me important life lessons. I grew up in Singapore, so I've had access to clean water, quality education, and efficient transportation. In fact, when I was in Singapore, I would take these things for granted. Just turn the tap on and shower for 15, 20 minutes. When I went to developing countries, I saw people queuing up to get clean water. Forget about showering, they do not even have clean water to drink. So they would stand in queue for hours just to get drinking water. So you can imagine how much they value such things. And recently, when I went to Japan, I learned the importance of punctuality and work ethic. So in Japan, there is the Shinkansen, which is the bullet train. So if, let's say, on the board it stated that the Shinkansen is scheduled to depart at 3:37 p.m., that bullet train will depart at that time, not a minute before, not a minute after. So that goes to show that in Japan, they value people's time. So having witnessed that, now at work, I am also punctual, and I make sure that people are punctual because it's important that we value each other's time for higher productivity. So from my experience, investing in education and travel can never go wasted. If you haven't invested in education and travel, please do so right away. You will not regret it. So, my message, always think long term. And if you find yourself thinking about frivolous things, ask yourself, will this matter 20 years from now? And you'll know whether you should focus on that or focus on something else.